games no to me at the abroad no one who dey corner the eba shannon so say from now till a year 2:30 and you best referee kunya so na fe adwudwe ho na atwen na anumre ya hwe games no shannon so say any games no emu be ye din brutal teams be wo no they need to bounce back after a year disappointing a year first round of games unim say na a league form you ni home and away no aka say wo twen so obi be ba no also why the wabo agu ni mu na head to head wo dey beat no da bi we no a year match be be you need to win, accumulate your point and finish in the first 8, finish in the first 8 and sana omo so be finish ase ho no mo playoff so person be playoff ni bi dia ene also to me pick wins no the teams bi ebebo ene anya asem keto akra ye de bebro no one de ekone de eba we did the list of Vincent wa Betty Benedict nka later on the show call my best shop bia ne kutwa obet e wo honom ko my best shop bia ukọ abon se yeda so meti potri me da so anya asem keto akra me da so de anya fedi agro obia my bet retail shops ni nyina obet nka ho so ena okokopie mu ewo Facebook my bet na watentemu Africa inte MYBET enu bom na afi uwia waba Africa no AFRICA my bet na watentemu Africa na chese ukọ wanimu anisa afi street is watching so ewo Facebook and afi so no ABN Radio 1 na bibi etumi akoye okọ YouTube so a huru de also MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV and the us be bro na ya na match na so koso a yetumi yenkonya etumi yi be 3 us tumi yi be 4 us na ye the amount ewo baby black market ne koso no eno Telegram account no a Telegram account no Sports Arena na also wahu de dem de eko ene de eba honom nti bomode yes Telegram account no Sports Arena SPORTS Arena na ARENA Sports Arena na bibia so no atumi akoye honom Shannon so sir enei coaches na hodo na adidi nkoma for mu teams no ye be wuram eno no be guide Atlanta ebetra vi no ne Club Brugge se mu kai sa match we last season Atlanta ne Club Brugge mu kai pa say almost say bet no because that time Atlanta form na no mo no obia de come Atlanta eno mu tena fie na Club Brugge be hu o mani so mu be kai pa nti e wo say etumi guiding omo kwhye omo 3-1 anya sem keto akra Kirat anase Kairat Amati ene Real Madrid for no so bebo ene Atletico Madrid ene Eintracht Frankfurt Bodo Glimt enso ene Tottenham Hotspur Chelsea ene Benfica Galatasaray ene Liverpool Inter Milan ene Slavia Prague Marseille ene Ajax ena Pafos enso ene Real anasa Bayern Munich ena enso bebo so say Spanish Premier La Liga no match baako koso ene ewo Estadio de Mestalla Valencia 49 seater capacity stadium no endra na sa game we etiba so omoni Real Oviedo abrante friend Kwesi Sibu ni team no ene no omobo me no ka say de Valencia for no mo 8 points omo da so 12 ena Real Oviedo no mo only 3 pointer enei omo da ase ho a anya asenketo akra 19th position ena omo da ti sa game no omo yi e de free ho na bibia so akoye under 20 World Cup na ekoso Egypt ene New Zealand bebo Panama ene Ukraine at the very last so na Chile ene Japan South Korea enso ne Paraguay enra resource eto odwa no African contingent no say na koye US for so che new Caledonia for a bomber 9 mutim baako. Colombia share Saudi Arabia 1-0. France share South Africa 2-1. And Norway share Nigeria 1-0. Brazil ni Mexico so 2-2. And Argentina so share Cuba 3-1 Morocco share mienu ma Spain entumi ante. They say Morocco the oboa obia ye adwuma. All the national teams no omu nyina enimbobo. Italy share Australia ka ba ko entumi ante. Na Chile share New Zealand ka mienu. Ema Chile team ba ko Paraguay enso share mienu. Ana miensa ema Panama etimu mienu. Japan Egypt for no almost some brutal and then bomb second game Egypt elusu to Japan 2-0 South Korea so trauma Ukraine for a bomb eka mienu emomutimu bako Vincent time niko ye panti yenhwe Champions League games no extensively na fi yenko yenim bibia kama there.
Yes, nyamiado bibia kama na izaze ite powers na kuma atoni yem kakra.
Oh yes.
Yes, was start seriously.
Yeah. Say mema ne ya we say you don't fight a system that want to fix a system. Yeah. What I say. Mo ite powers you say na the third year promotion na oba be. First two no say NDA.
Yeah.
First two na NDA. It you don't want a situation whereby it will repeat itself third time. It just say you are a bad promoter. So Andra understanding echo and I was there. I went into a meeting with the Director General Yapo Fankra. You see, on say sometimes when we speak in Penifoni they see the nyansan way more. So sometimes when they want to take decisions, they call people, and yesterday I got an invite. Though and I wanted to return for the show, but maybe another discussion. No, now time I you Uriah friend, the former Samojan manager, no, Nimado ho, Sasso and Director General, Juju Efsen ho, and a year one. Man be no or no ye juma GTV and so few guys we met and my Director General so we say look, let him understand say you are going to give him the support that he needs, because no matter how you look at it, when you listen to his story he makes sense. I hate the powers make sense, because believe say about honum and mu video I know say decision can you can take decision right now to avert maybe your position you had maybe 10 minutes ago. What I say. So I don't put any issue, but then the point say and also man a tool no to also go out there and say one man proud approval say obetima go ahead. Now for you do baby for the urban there. So he was in a meeting, and after that you know Emmanuel aware say onya but then he met the media outside and he granted that interview. Director General also granted the interview, and it appears that now there is peace, and they were able to inaugurate the normalization committee. And normal mandate in only 3 months with extension of 1 month.
Okay.
So by the next 4 months in there, was in GBA president, GBA whatever. All the leaders I was saying was here in GBA na bibia so here. It because so you have a so you don't need to take an entrenched position. Say me na my boss. So they needed a consultation and also we will not do it.
Okay.
That is the approach he's taking. So the idea, even pitch covers near the we sat down and we
I think with the pitch cover, I must start
yes.
I tested too.
Because you see, now the idea was that they were waiting for the central government. And I said, no, if you are waiting for them, you'll be disgraced like the way the other guy was disgraced.
Right now, you are the Director General.
Exactly, you have power. Why don't you go to the gold boss CEO? Let him understand that there is an investment. One, maybe save your buying a image. 2, you are going to get this. Since Ghana, we are seeing pitch covers that. Right? All time they be and about my buying. So obviously you guess you know, amount $500,000 and good board CEO $500,000 will not be any issue. That money you make sure you you recoup the money and go and pay it back. Send a bear on also be to me the balance in the books. Send an auditor general alcohol no man. They will not see any amount to be as this amount has been taken away. And I say if says some of the bear then almost the bear CSR, almost CSR no, right? Almost you move 500,000 to help sports. What I say, because as we speak, we don't have the sports fund. It's a sports fund, you know what they are. Then it has kind of a sports fund, you know. But as we speak, we don't have the sports fund. It hasn't been passed.
Yeah.
So from almost CSR, no, almost $500,000.
Okay.
The arrangement you people, you CEO will make, you know, up to you people.
Okay.
And since that time, he says, yeah, a laudable idea. So they will try and you somewhere there. So it is good, sir. Now, no, open up to listen to people.
Okay.
Who can give him a sound advice? Wait, this year and run on it. That is just by the way. I'm sure a Champions League.
List to Mamincha a team for ni a for ina things will be a Champions League 90 Champions League 90 but say a lot of games, a lot of issues in a war. Say also bet me the Mbappe picture the name Kazakhstan map no that so mamia. Obekaya last weekend when Karat Almaty for no a ball or more game against Sporting CP. I'm say a breaking record. It was a game. Two teams are more afar. Travel a lot of kilometers.
Okay.
A lot of miles. The longest from Kazakhstan to Portugal. Now the champions, 15 times champions of this competition, the UEFA Champions League, Real Madrid, ever called Kazakhstan. So I map no so they are also now. And now Madrid for no air travel 10 hours 15 minutes. That is roughly 11 hours from Spain to Kazakhstan. Against Karat Almaty. Okay. First ever UEFA Champions League. This is a team. He plays Slovan Bratislava. Oboya Ebe Celtic. That is Scotland for champions. No. Ebe yo mufremu. And you see, if you look at Karat Almaty for now, listo. Omukro no Kazakhstan just 200 miles from the Chinese border.
Okay.
In the game in Besame another gamer, the most easterly, that is gamer. Yakwakobo the eastern part and this is a Almaty town, a small town and a small community that most of them are supporting Madrid or Barcelona.
Okay.
In the Central Asia and then Madrid for the Kwakobo. Is the Karamat Amarty for them? They have this striker. Free Portugal, he's a Spanish striker. Now, Abranton is before our Baba joining Karat Almaty for no, he didn't even know say Ubo League or Kazakhstan. Ubet my body UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
Until Karat Almaty for no. Ebe approaching no mkache and say, Masa, ye champions.
Yeah.
Ye kwakobo the Champions League playoffs. So likely that your qualifier, you have the chance to play for us. And so this is a club that most of these players are more Kazakhstan team no, and you're free Kazakhstan. Some of them are from elsewhere no matter where join that team no. Now if you look at the team now, list two. Say also be team day. That video not to show the mammy when okay mention that mama on Saka when they were the Champions League draw media officer needing the Alman 25 years old young guy or no one a photographer or no one a everything for them. So when Omoya draw no na Karat Almaty boys no muina video no they were watching the event and he was secretly filming the boys about Omo reaction, especially on how the players, and the team will react to some of the collabs, and the videos not players name. So if you watch the video, so they just were pure emotions, everything organic from the boys how they are reacting, and he's saying, "Listo." Now after UEFA for no, UEFA for no. Broadcasters are more right to telecast and also cover the UEFA Champions League. Now, after UEFA for broadcasters occupy almost space they have just 35 slots for media men or for the press. almost say almost receive 500 media requesting for accreditation. The last one, requesting for accreditation.
Okay.
And they had to select. Also, because listen, they have just 35 slots, and this 35 slots, no, bimu free Russia. Me hwese ka me hu quote ni de amawa. I say they have to select from Russia, Spain, Mexico, and a lot of other places.
Okay.
And then again, Karat Amati for almost stadium no mobile game no. Capacity is just 20,800.
Okay.
When Omo release the ticket no, I sold out. Tickets now is sold out, and most of the people buying the tickets are from China and the neighboring countries are around. So if you look at how the players, and you see, Alman Sansuka say, if you look at Kazakhstan, any the fit, I mean, every fit person be a Kazakhstan, a Madrid fan, and as a Barcelona fan. Into a Chromo Lankasankasa no, Omunginano, share the European football, and most European football, most of them support Madrid or Barcelona because of the huge fans are Madrid or Kazakhstan. And the youth match because between Karat Almaty and Real Madrid, they are not allowing spectators to go because they know that the distractions will be very bad. But the main game, no, they cannot avoid people from not going. So this is a big moment for Kazakhstan community. And then they say, Osube team in the picture about what Oko Kazakhstan and list to every corner, every billboard, beer, and unam the most vintage places for advertising any marketing and they almost the matches natural into a Daspen why not Chelsea for aton that's almost striker or Baba joining Chelsea next year only Kylian Mbappe so only your most star player plus Kylian Mbappe so Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, all these top stars against Karata Mats. And to be very honest, it's going to be an interesting game. Games like this, if Udu Sika in Kogumaru de Chia, I shall not surprise you. Especially clubs like this, they want the exposure. Obiti said, Daspen, that is their striker. He wants to prove
Dastan.
Yeah. He wants to prove to the Chelsea fans and people watching me say the amount of money Chelsea for that fan join them it's not any fluke big keke. And they are all going to prove a point say they are playing against Real Madrid. We are seeing here show more. And in fact, those are free Kazakhstan and all of these players are available say on Mate. So and a historic game. I mean the last time a Kazakhstan team a Spanish team a boy was way back in 2015-2016. I brought money Atletico Madrid a boy. Since then, Kazakhstan team be anywhere. I bought Spain team. So Real Madrid 15 champions as far as this competition, UEFA Champions League competition is concerned. They are the biggest club and the most successful club called Kazakhstan, and that is Karat Almaty for our first home game in the UEFA Champions League. And it's going to be a historic moment for Karat Almaty team, for a game on the ball. To me, definitely Madrid team is here. Obit Kylian Mbappe. The market value alone, any Vinicius Junior market value, these two players market value might be bigger than the whole or the entire Karat Almaty team. So it's going to be an interesting game. Probably Madrid are favorites and they are going to win. But it's a game that I fear. So, what you say? Oh, we might see a lot of goals in this game. Probably Karat Almaty for Listo. I see them knocking the doors of Real Madrid. And at the other Madrid, they say they don't have most of their defenders. And the other military bar in recently, also April. So definitely we are going to see Asensio starting as the right back. Carares, any Dean Hawson, Ebobo as a centre back, and then Abranta and the Frank Garcia who play the left back. In terms of midfield and attack, they have the firepower to punish Karat Almaty for no. But with how Karat for no discipline and how goes, games, goes no. I think that they are also a team that in some of the financial. In fact, they have qualified to play in the Champions League. If you look at home games the last time they failed to score in almost last home game on Bolisto, I check way back in 2023, and a character for the boy home game on Munyanshi go. So definitely it's going to be an interesting game. I expect both teams to score in this game, but probably Madrid for no a favorite to win this game. I'll move on to Chelsea Benfica game no. Say also be team de Enzo Maresca ni picture na Mourinho at that one ho. And Mourinho akasa. Listo said this we check the number of press men and media men are Omuko Cobham acquired the pre-match conference between the two teams. Mourinho then a man for call pa. Ono ena ni team about we but Enzo Maresca press conference no. Media for now cut say Mourinho dey no. Now room one I am man. And if you look at this picture from press conference Enzo Maresca here, the coach is coming to play with the picture holding a trophy that is Chelsea first ever Premier League title emoji at the press conference. And Enzo Maresca as a young coach, it has to motivate you. And Debbie America said, Listo, Mourinho, when he came to Chelsea, Mourinho is Chelsea and Chelsea is Mourinho. Mourinho is Chelsea. Chelsea because at that moment when Mourinho came from Porto to Chelsea, now I did Champions League with FC Porto. But when he joined Chelsea, that time Nana Arsenal, Agile League and Omaji invincible. I'm call the season with unbeaten. And after that season, Mourinho joined Chelsea now. The first season, and at Chelsea J, the Premier League, and almost also edging back to back. So Mourinho didn't win the Champions League with Chelsea, but he got closer. He did it with Inter Milan and other teams as well, and FC Porto. But the Chelsea team in elevated when Jose Mourinho came in, and also Benya that started because no Champions League, but it was coming to work in a Liga or more Alex Ferguson or more Arsene Wenger. Now league, Ediama Arsenal invincible. So definitely it was going to be an interesting season for Mourinho at Chelsea. So to me, going to this game tactically, Mourinho, a big coach, but tactically say Mourinho ain't me Enzo Maresca. And I think that whatever Enzo Maresca is facing at Chelsea, they say Enzo Maresca na ajia tum say, especially the two games a the red card, ni changes no ye. And it's something that will swear BBL from. And anytime Chelsea will get a red card, he will knows how to control the emotions. And at the time, I'll bet me to say, I make it the right changes at the right time. And I think that Obabe should be to say Jose Mourinho. One man will say he's coming to play with Chelsea. Obabe coach Benfica, but he bleeds brew and Yami Aduma or China game number and then in game number bono. Although Okochi Benfica and he will do everything right for Benfica to win this game. To be very honest, Benfica for no Listo Omuni very good record against Chelsea. If you look at the last game club Benfica and Chelsea, especially LOUS, that is the FIFA Club World Cup. You know how a game is called. So we can compare player by player. We can compare the team and everything. I think that Chelsea is ahead of this. And see, there will be a lot of pressure on these Chelsea young guys. After losing 3 games, one lose to Bayern Munich, one lose to United, and one also lose to Brighton. So it's going to be a very big game. The last 3 games are Chelsea and Benfica, but especially at home. Benfica for to me, but Stamford been far win. So I think that this is a game that the Chelsea team must rely upon now on meeting media. I mean, in terms of injury records and a lot of things, Chelsea for there are a lot of players who may this season, and Washa most of players, Chalobaya, Odi red card, he's fit. Like the red card doesn't affect him from not playing the Champions League. So I expect Chaloba to play. Between Jaro Hato and Benoit Badiashile, I think that the game against Brighton, Jaro Hato was decent. As an Omame, Levi Cole vibes. So in this game, I would expect the coach to start Chaloba and then Jaro Hato in this game. Cucurella is available now. Wabo obiti say James as the right back in midfield. Probably you who say Caicedo enya knock season a lot of games in the the coach can even start with James in midfield and even Enzo Fernandez. But probably the thing is, if Lavia is fit enough to start the game, they should start him. If Romeo Lavia is fit enough to start the game, they should start him. But if Onya fit enough, they should start with James and Enzo Fernandez in midfield. Pedro Neto, Estavao, Alejandro Garnacho, and Abrantandi at the Joao Pedro, because with the absence of Cole Palmer, I believe that semi play a bit more about that number 10 role. He will have that aura. He can do anything about Chelsea fans. They should play Estavao. Probably maybe the coach would prefer to play Bonanotti, but I prefer say you best start Estavao as the number 10, Joao Pedro from the left side, from the right side, Alejandro Garnacho to start in this game, and Abrantandi at the Joao Pedro. To be very honest, I'm expecting Chelsea to keep a clean sheet in this game. Total dominance.
It's not possible.
I'm expecting them to keep a clean sheet. But Benfica for no Pavlidis. Sabranto Yehune last season, our Champions League. Yeah. The number of goals he scored, and even all those Benfica team in Kono, Pavlidis to score, something very likely. So to me, Benfica for if the least chances some make creative, I think you never find Pavlidis in their box. I won't be surprised if Benfica will go home, even if Omulu Tukrana, they will have a goal in their bag and MYBET. So in this game, I think it's going to be an interesting game, and I'm hoping Enzo Maresca able take inspiration, especially from this game. I know he should try and take some advice, because also by in the first season, Waji 2 trophies. It's not that big as the Premier League, Mourinho Beji, but he's also a very young coach. I also buy into the setup. Mourinho Krompo Bano, not Waji Champions League, but who the trophy apart from that championship, would the Leicester qualified by the Premier League, and something that I think we should be happy about. But then I see Chelsea winning this game. Now, listen, there will be another big game. Oh, check it, Liverpool and Galatasaray now. Now, so team the video be after so mamia. Now, you video no. You see, Galatasaray for no. On master team mind games, say, be me a mafia. She say, you know about the bubble, but ye maunya asun didi. And whether we like it or not, the Turkish football, no, they have a lot of difficulties. They have a lot of flaws. This was as at 1:55 a.m. Hotel Nesi Hono, 19 Nesi Hono. Eh, baby, a Liverpool for the down. Baby, a Liverpool team, no hotel or modern. The Liverpool for no could do here and a junior match. Oh, on bay team meet, no make D. Now you know because players no conquer rest. Now it is when Galatasaray ultras and say, Masa, Istanbul Hayenda. Ntene near ye ever friend knockout no. Fireworks no. The boomer who hane a brick rabbit no. That is it. And then omo and Tom say they won't allow you to have a sound sleep. Na nyame admo ochna what's about be share ntino ndapa e free ndade munya binda. And they are saying say after this fireworks you also come to hell. And when him say Anfield obi aka o na this is Anfield uka Liverpool na uka Omo Stadium Anfield him say ukọ ho a unya so kra na unu players akasa and even coach who deploy tactics at the amount of players unya asundi ntene ubekaya. One of Mikel Arteta early days at Arsenal omukwa kubo Liverpool omo the speakers ebesi Arsenal training grounds so then Liverpool for fans no more born for them to be prepared for whatever hostile friends welcome Anfield for nebe momo but still I'm going to say aga and Mikel Arteta was starting the armed forces ne UK army for no so say soldiers for no some more they know how to communicate. We copy that no how Roger that one omo say anyway say we send say Charlie target one they name Mikel Arteta is ya sa military for languages ntene say oni Chelsea boy offer eberiche is on say Charlie press or yen sign no ko. But this stadium, Listo, is one of the most hostile venues in European football. Into ko Galatasaray, omo park no. Welcome to hell. Yes, what back a genuine kasankasa. Ye ba be so good so. There's this recorder. Our Champions League game be on boy when Maro Icardi ball game no to no. They na a bar stadium on a recorder just say even Jet create to a sad they know even more than that. And Galatasaray for Listo, they have quality players. They have players they are known in the European terrain. They have players amaba ball to the highest level ever Europe amaba. Probably maybe their fitness level any BB but open to say Victor Osimhen. He can still play at the highest level ever Europe. Open to say Leroy Sané. Gundogan was a starter for Manchester City just last season. They have a lot of players. And in fact, Victor Osimhen have been missing through injuries and the normal bomber captain Akun. But then Victor Osimhen is back and reporting say he's expected to start in this game. So they are not going to give Liverpool for no chance back. They know how on Betmiaya. And then if you look at Galatasaray for record at home, in terms of the matches our boy especially so far this season, I'm only the table no in the Turkish Super League. But if you look at Galatasaray for Listo, home games, the last time they lost at Cheye, that was in 2023. In the Gala home, our Istanbul, a very difficult say on Belusu. And to be very honest, probably maybe Rams Park and I'm expecting Liverpool for say on Betimiashi goals. To be very honest, Liverpool for attack very solid. If you have Mohamed Salah, either Isaac or Ekitike, and I know that it's Ekitike the best at say, or Cody Gakpo, Florian Wirtz, I think that he also started announcing maybe the Premier League. I'm not for say the intensity and everything there. But probably in this game, it should be a game also a team showcase about Champions League, so he can cope with whatever pressure beat him. In the next game, Liverpool defense, in their recent matches and how they've been conceding goals. And if you look at Liverpool defensive record, Listo, their last 5 games and last 4 games, they've been conceding goal. Whether they are winning and that's a game draw. The only last 5 games are game among conceding goals against Burnley and even Arsenal. They're not sure one. But since then, you will go back to Liverpool last 15 games and Omar keep just 2 clean sheets. That is against Burnley and Arsenal, and that is a worry. You cannot do that against a Galatasaray team over with Mauro Icardi, Victor Osimhen, Leroy Sané, and a Branton Ede Barras Yilmaz, also free take ho, and then Akgun, your captain. Since Icardi ni Isaac Osimhen Mupraino, no need lines at the moment. So to be very honest, this game is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game, and Liverpool team there, all the tones near they have a good squad, but if they don't defend very well, and Crystal Palace fans so check your games in goals. They provide a lot of goals because Crystal Palace for conceded first in the last 19 games, and none of Liverpool last 7 games Listo, and they decided by 1 goal. Crystal Palace Galatasaray for no almost last 6 games. They score more than 3 goals. So probably it's going to be an interesting game. I'm expecting both teams to score over 2.5 goals in this game. And I think that this game, Listo, I see a scoring draw in this game. I see a full-time scoring draw in this game. And I think Interso and Slavia Prague game, it should be a game. I'm not expecting Slavia Prague for this. I mean, I won't share any Italian side of that. And Inter for also started season on a very good note. It's a game that I'm expecting Inter to win this game.
Okay.
I'm expecting Inter to win this game by 2 goals, and also Thuram, likely player to score. If Thuram Ebeboa, he's also a player likely to score. And Hakan Çalhanoğlu, if he's also going to play, I see him scoring, and probably Obiti say Martinez, Lautaro Martinez. So I also see him scoring in this game. Article for any Eintracht Frankfurt Bebo. Article are coming into this game with so much intensity, with so much belief. Say they've scored their arch rivals Real Madrid 5-2 over this same venue, despite the fact that in that first half of the game they were trailing by 2-1. Julian Alvarez, Griezmann, Alexander Solot, all these players now start the season on a very good note, and I think that if they are able to have their chances against Eintracht Frankfurt, Frankfurt team, they are a very young squad, free scoring team, and if you look at the games on mobile, last 3 or 5 games, list to Ningnama over 4.5 goals. Last game on mobile against Borussia Mönchengladbach, share 6-4. Then again, they played against Union Berlin. That game so ended in a 4-3 Eintracht Frankfurt for Lusuye. In the Champions League, Abra Galatasaray for they came to win the game by 5-1 against Leverkusen. They lost by 3-1 against Hoffenheim. Winning by 3-1, and then again against Werder Bremen. Winning by 4 goals. So check your game now. Always 4 goals, more than 4 goals on this game. And they are coming to play against Atletico Madrid side. Also this season, if you look at Atletico games, probably Kabaka and Atletico games and can goes in time, but at least Atletico last 4 games, and Atletico last 5 games, and move 2 games per, and no more ball less than 3 goals. That is 1-1 against Mallorca, and no more the red card, and then 2-0 win Almunia against Villarreal. Then so and yes sir, last 5 games over 2.5 goals and a PM. So in this game, I'm expecting to see a lot of goals in this game. Probably it's going to be very difficult for Frankfurt to score Atletico Madrid for them home, because Omulusu home at they are one of the few teams almost in as much as Niama Enkoeno, they have a very good form at home. The last time they lost at home, Barcelona and a coach that is one in the Copa del Rey and in the league. Since then, from 2023. I don't see Frankfurt being the team or making me cause that upset. So I'm waiting for Atletico Madrid to win this game. Both teams to score highly possible, and we should expect over 2.5 goals in this game. Honest, there and also bet me about and Bayern Munich Beko Pafos. It should be a game that Bayern Munich should win. Another debutant team on also Babebo from Cyprus, and that is the team on team just 2011. Major League, they have a player, David Luiz, and also a leader first. It's going to be an interesting game, but Bayern Munich for now, currently in Europe, the only team on starting season on a very good notice. And Bill to say, on started Nicholas Jackson in this game. This season, Bayern for now, bought a 2-top system. He does about Serge Gnabry, no way you from Jackson, but I likely say Nicholas Jackson the bit started alongside Obiti say Harry Kane, Diaz, and Olise. And so between the lines. Then Pavlovic and Kimmich will be in midfield for them. Lima, Jonathan Tah, and Dayo Opamecano, and Sasha Boy are players on me and start from the back. If Bayern are going to start with this team, it means that Pafos they don't have any firepower. So me and they are stopping. In fact, who check Pafos for home games they are very good. So in their almost last 10 games, they've lost just 1 game to Apollon. And all the Apollon for no record compared to Bayern Munich, you wouldn't mean way these two, and David Luiz back, Langa, Luxen. This is how Pafos for no, so they are likely to start in this game. So I'm going for a win for Bayern Munich. We should expect a lot of goals in this game. In fact, Pafos for the coach in the Casado also play a very good football, or open game. And they like to score. In this game, they would want to get a goal at home. I think that one should be another game. And Kudus, we are hoping Obenya the first goal. Ediama Tottenham, but then against Bodo Glimt. Bodo for no minimum investors for in Bodo they are full of uncertainties. But one thing rest assured, especially when Bodo is playing, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in this game. Listen, if you look at Bodo for last 8 games, Nina resulted in over 2.5 goals. And among last 8 games, no more a move 2 pair and both team to score so ends me number. Now let's look at Tottenham for so there. Tottenham last 5 games, Thomas Frank, he doesn't really concede goals. But this season, the games Alabama Tottenham, you know, resulting in over 1.5 goals in it. So in this game, I expect both teams to score. And I'm expecting over 2.5 goals in this game. Probably a double chance for Tottenham Hotspur in this game. And another game because so Atlanta and the club you know, they can last season this game. Emma a lot of shock. I said me bet.
Yeah,
Send me bet because Atlanta form a war Giampiero Gasperini.
That time.
A war Bergamo. Oh, Molusu's game, you know, was something that I didn't expect. But I mean, it's time for them to, do that revenge, you know. And then Kamadin Sulemana, he's a player that, honestly, in the last 2 games for Atlanta, Ghana, you know, was quite unfortunate. Say against Malionia, a chance now went to me and square. But then he's in a very fine form, and you know, unnecessary running. The coach when he has to run or when he has to pass or and I'm expecting Atlanta to win this game, and we are hoping say Ghanaian international so bit many going this. So at least these are some of the few games this Champions League.
Right, it's a good Champions League games. We do command. Modiana Ekoswana only and na fe we are the us in the bebro na we hu de ekọ ene de eba Benedict ewa say Mr Benedict no so enhwe games nim kakra mo bobo so na afi unrem na fe yenko ewo hono.
Yes.
Benedict memo akwaba.
Yeah, list to me so.
Bibia kama there.
Bibia kama.
All right.
Yes, yenhwe Champions League. Nim say Champions League there bad ya na we investors na any age because NFX Shabia teams no big teams ni share into your selection out me come with both selections and bibia betimi akoye yen sha se free Atlanta any Club Brugge game no o share this particular fixture last season yenya the similar fixture the Champions League Club Brugge surprised Atlanta with that 3-1 win Italy, and I think say o share Club Brugge going into the Champions League this season the same Club Brugge anymore from the previous season or more and this will be a game Atlanta will find it very difficult to be able to match Club Brugge at the Betimiaba into the game. Oshe stats wise in Bibia back Club Brugge and to get that victory again against Atlanta's team. No, a team behind their Champions League on the last 6 games. Omundiago and it has produced over 2.5. Into a nese pese unya another upsetter. Me too for say the best option to go for. Over 1.5, over 2.5 in this game. And in their last 8 Champions League game against Italian sides, emu 7, both team to score a ball. In TNS, almost Atlanta, Bogo, Club Brugge, Bogola. It shows the pedigree of Club Brugge. Why not said the Champions League obey Muno with this new group phase na Buano, because they are not getting the chance to meet some of the teams again. To go into these games, they prepare so well for their opponent. And I think Atlanta, on the other hand, didn't me write them off. Because of maybe the good performance or more than it in the league, they've been blowing hot and cold. Time I will expect Atlanta say they'll go into games to win comfortably. No more their form of boso, but their games they will find it very difficult. They go in and win comfortably. Also going into this game, on my last 7 home Champions League games on my bono, mom so me picky win. They've been 3 draws and 3 losses. So Club Brugge should go into this game well prepared. Say a team on the Bible bono, they'll go into the game and make sure send Atlanta home form no, eye on and off no, they will take advantage of it because here this season they've been their games that you expect them to win. Even against Piazza, they had a draw. That shows how Atlanta team no performance. So me come and MYBET.AFRICA. This is one fixture. Both teams to score likely to play, and also maybe a handicap of 2 for Club Brugge in this game. So bet me a Pekisa win. Yeah, sure Atletico and Frankfurt. Yeah, sure in the past 3 weeks, team make some more top form. Yeah, that Atletico didn't be count. At the internet said this season on my last 3 home games on my bonina, they've been able to win. And it goes down to the start of the season. Atletico lose a game at home. Even though said they've had bad patches in away games against the likes of Levante, but Atletico at home, they are serial killers. Oshe against Villarreal are not top form. Oshe 2-0 against Rayo are not difficult to visit, especially so visit Atletico. They won by 3-2 with that equalizer a bar and also that goal a bar, and also Real Madrid. They are act rivals so Timinya that great scoreline if you are more. Frankfurt on the other hand is a team bia. A banny team the defense in yet, but attack is really good at Air Frankfurt. So going into this game, these are 2 teams they concede a lot, but they are also scoring. Inti, this fixture, Bemao, that feeling of, we wouldn't be surprised getting the first half 1.5, a second half 1.5 in this game, because Atletico would come in with a lot of goals. Frankfurt, on the other hand, and so be back with a lot of goals. Atletico last 4 competitive games on my ball are producing 5+ total goals. That shows the number of goals they are conceding and the number of goals they are also scoring. Because against Madrid, Emma is 7 goals. Against Rayo, Emma is 5 goals. So Atletico Eshe goals. Frankfurt, on the other hand, on those last games are producing over 3.5 goals. So meaning that these two clubs are coming in with a lot of goals. At least this is one fixture, Metimiaka say, we can see an over 3.5 happening.
Okay.
Because both teams have shown say in their last 3 games they've been 5+ goals, and Frankfurt will come in to score. Send your call Galatasaray side on your opportunity no energy send there or be goals now. That would be something similar I'm expecting to see, and I'm seeing Atletico coming into this game showing said they are the Champions League team and they were about 2 Champions League finals. This is the time so Metimia build this momentum from Rayo to Real Madrid they need to continue it with Frankfurt. And then Simeone and Brandt and Bernard said this is a game they need to pick a result. And I'm looking at Atletico winning and also over 2.5, over 3.5 in this game. Yamsha Bodo Glimt any Tottenham. Say name you may say upset bit me is this game and I make sure say bit me. I didn't make us and say so what the Bodo Glimt achieve from the conference from the Europa League to the Champions League or meeting me a these are games anytime they are playing home, they make sure say their performance are top notch. One thing about their pitch, they say their pitch is very difficult to play on. Very, very difficult to play on. Anytime they are playing home, say obeko say obeko akoshom na edin because ono no ball AstroTurf so. Now AstroTurf clubs ni be they don't get the opportunity to even train or play on those pitches. Inti no uko home you who show ma for defeat. Some of the big teams are for defeat but the only club or Bodo Glimt home otimi ko jina na so timi bobo ni ye Tottenham Hotspur. Last season okoho share Bodo Glimt by 2-0. No be antias here. They were thinking say a bit difficult but Tottenham Hotspur. But where's that Tottenham Hotspur team? Any Tottenham Hotspur team now, they are 2 different setup. Thomas Frank team no according to games preparing to go and get a win by 1 goal or by 2-0 and keeping a clean sheet. The same as Ange team last season, they went into the game prepared to outplay them and get that goal. Intino and next seeing who a lot of goals are managing and we've seen from Tottenham against Villarreal with that 1-0 win or Mutimi a win if we are not seeing a lot of goals in this game, least to a managing but I'm looking at Tottenham would concede. They're one of the best teams when it comes to keeping clean sheets. But then I'm looking at them conceding because Bodo Glimt, in their last 6 competitive games, they've gotten goals. So if Tottenham are to concede, but I'm looking at that clean sheet will be a maximum thing for Thomas Frank. Say in 2 Champions League games, we may keep it 2 clean sheets, but I think it will be a difficult game. I'm looking at Tottenham win or draw and an under 3.5 in this game because I'm not seeing a lot of goals coming from both sides. Yeah, Chelsea and Benfica, and I think it's a reunion for Jose Mourinho to some of the Chelsea players. They didn't get the opportunity to meet him. A bit more, it was just academy and that encounter with Jose Mourinho. But going into this fixture, at least Jose Mourinho free time with Chelsea. We visited Chelsea 7 times. On picky 1 win in Pomu with the likes of Tottenham, with the likes of Man United, and coming against Enzo Maresca team, and they are finding it very difficult to even grind results with red cards, with 1 or 2 injuries. I think that this is the day Maresca so people to me prove a point to the Chelsea faithfuls. This is the day because this is a manager a lot of Chelsea fans adore. And then Maresca in the press conference, they say, this is a team, Jose Mourinho.
That was Indra.
Yes, Indra. The fans will surely sing Jose Mourinho's name because he brought the club to where they are. But Omu Bisa and say Benny there. So Benyasa fans never two on your man. No say Benny there, but he will be happy hearing them singing. We've gotten our Chelsea back, and then you may. And I'm hoping say Obi Obeko Stamford Bridge and Ebeko tickets. No, they should at least make the coach feel say they have that respect for him. And they should sing that song. And it's on bet me to Maresca and man can me there. Because I'm seeing say he has been one coach. Though say a Juma no but I could see say the love for the club is there. Even through difficult times, he comes in and fights for Chelsea. And in this fixture, one thing is that Benfica any good record against Chelsea when it comes to Stamford Bridge, and even in any other competition. But both teams, say, when it comes to conceding, they concede a lot. Benfica's last Champions League game, boy, guy back at the year, and today they want to keep that clean sheet. Even with the tactical Jose Mourinho coming in out about defensive works, he's one of the best. They are still conceding in games. And Chelsea needs to take advantage of it. But at least though, I'm not seeing Chelsea picking a win in this game. One, because of red cards, injury records, but be a bit affected team, no. And also how they will set up in this game. I'm looking at this game going into goals, a 1.5, a 2.5, even a 3.5 in this game. But say a comfortable win for Chelsea. I'm looking at it from the aspect that Maresca needs to win after the defeat. These are two teams coming into the game with defeat from their first game. And they'll be going with all out. Say, winning. That will be something we are seeing goals. But I'm not seeing Chelsea winning comfortably. I'm seeing a 2-1 if they are to win, or maybe a 2-2 scoreline for both teams. And this is the night every Chelsea fan is looking at hearing that Champions League song again. It will play out for both teams in this game. Galatasaray and Liverpool. I think with video I've sent my share on Galatasaray fans, no. I think game Kosiaga, because this is a team they are finding it very difficult to defend against teams. Very, very difficult.
And Liverpool, so if your defense is not strong,
they would go through it. And yet fireworks in a baby Van Dijk man na Salamunda and Ombedu Park this one be Emre there. They are prepared for this game.
When me say one da ubebre. No.
And this is the second time Liverpool have faced BBC. And that first game, no, they went in and scored 4 goals.
Was it against Gala?
No, it wasn't against Gala. They had something like this. So I think it's a big motivation for the Liverpool faithful. Say, going into this game, say, Shati will be down and your players never parking. It's the fans in the stands. By getting those early goals and making them shut up. And they say Liverpool to me those crucial goals against Atletico, those 2 early goals are. I think that the Gala fans will now be questioning Adi Omkoye Indra and Arjun. And I think that this fixture will surely produce goals. This fixture, one fixture, I'm seeing both teams scoring. And I'm seeing a first half 1.5, second half 1.5. Because Galatasaray defense, no, they wouldn't be able to hold the attacking power of Liverpool. And the likes of Mohamed Salah, Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, putting up a good performance. I'm seeing Liverpool putting up that solid performance against a team like Galatasaray. And Osimhen is a big boost for Galatasaray. So also starting game now, we're going to see Osimhen getting a goal against Liverpool because he's that player. He's a big game player. Also shows the Liverpools, the Real Madrids, the Barcelona bar. That early goal. And I'm seeing a lot of goals. It's either a Liverpool win or draw in this game, and also an over 2.5 happening in this game. Inter Milan and Slava Praha. I think this game, Inter Milan can win this game with a clean sheet because of the record that they showed in last season's Champions League. They went 8 games with 7 clean sheets against tough opponents. And they say according to a game against Slava Praha, I wouldn't be surprised say Inter Milan will score and also get a clean sheet. But one thing I would make to investors for going into this game say Inter Milan, especially in this Champions League new phase, no, they go in by scoring 1 or 2 and now defend very solid. Inter Nobles that they are playing maybe an opponent or Femintimi goals, Inter to score 3 goals, Inter to over 2.5 and no because this fixture I wouldn't be surprised seeing a 2-0. 1-0 for Inter Milan and Bibia Betimiakoye or Pafos against Bayern Munich. I think the Ope team will to quite in the Champions League at difficult grounds. And your normal grounds are they normally visit Bayern Munich. They've gone to Rubin Kazan, they've gone to Dynamo Kiev or Aqua these difficult games. And I think there's a game some of the players or Munya starting 11, Senna Vincent Kans and Nicolas Jackson and Kono, they can get into this game and get a good performance. Because this is a Pafos team playing against Bayern Munich will be the biggest game they would ever play in the Champions League. So this is one game they need to come up with a good setup, a good thing to make sure that their fans and anybody watching this game from afar will see it's a Pafos a team they can also battle in European competition. I'm seeing a lot of goals in this game where Bayern Munich will surely score because the Bayern Munich we've known from the first days of the Champions League to now, no, they don't take any game lightly. Into a net, Bayern Munich to score 2 goals, Bayern Munich to score 3 goals, over 3.5 over 2.5 in this game will be a good pick for investors. And I'm seeing David Luiz being one of the key players to organize the defensive setup to make sure it's a goals the Bayern Munich in Pobesha. Real Madrid and Kramat Amati. This game, I think it will be a good game for them, especially being at home, Kazakhstan. Ye name himself first say team Bibe to Kazakhstan is either in the Conference League and I say the Europa League, but now they are getting a Champions League game, and not just any Champions League game, but the biggest Champions League winners, that is in Real Madrid, and it will be a do or die game for them. And so to mean a good results against Real Madrid, that means they've been able to send that signal saying we the teams in Kazakhstan a bit miable, and I think say and us any BBR is against them. Okay, the possible win for Kramat Amati in this game are 7%. They don't have any chance against Real Madrid. But in him saying football, these are games are small teams wants to do something and perform. Real Madrid last 7 Champions League games, Emu 6 has produced over 2.5. But in a game, no, I'm seeing goals happening. But Kramat would get a goal in this game. They will surely get a goal, and that is what their fans are looking out for. And I think in the Champions League, no, corners ya deba ko ebebo yie. Pa we fixtures na ekukọ so na. Corners over 7.5 can play in all the games. Internet so you be a we need corners one. I would advise you say corners deba ko abetimi akọ, because the Atletico Madrid Frankfurt game would give us corners. The Real Madrid Kramat game ne be my corners. You share Tottenham Bordeaux games because of the pitch size, no. And so be my a lot of corners. Chelsea Benfica up a team at this season, we bought a lot of corners, and I share a lot of goals from corners at Chelsea. So that game would also produce corners. Galatasaray Liverpool is also a game maybe producing corners. Inter Milan are one of the teams about corners. They score from it. So when that game would also produce corners. Marseille Ayas, that game will surely produce corners. And I'm seeing that game also giving us a both team to score and also an over 2.5.
Okay. All right. Yeah, share a Arsenal. And share Arsenal na fe. Young nim.
Yes, internet with.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Mehena mabubo me so fast from the link and say money my bit me link na my link na yinti say obey na wa ya ma nti say bi anka bit me start with ode na nanka.
Okay, me ba. Pesa me generate code in the link na star. Nti ya de us na eba for a year and games no. Ya de ba for any games no na also hu de ekọ any aye de eba ho UEFA Champions League. Kirata Amati for no. Real Madrid be show first half. First half. Okay. Omu we no. First half no me hu ni. Okay, so Atlanta ne Club Brugge away goal. Bodo Glimt any Tottenham Hotspur. Bodo Glimt home goal. Chelsea ne Benfica corners over 7.5. Atletico Madrid any Eintracht Frankfurt. Atletico Madrid to score 2. Galatasaray any Liverpool to score 2. Pafos FC any Bayern Munich first half to win corners. Olympic Marseille any Ajax Amsterdam. Olympic Marseille early payout. Marseille win early payout. Inter Milan any Slavia Praha. Inter Milan home win early payout. Say no. That is the game say the Barcelona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, nti media now say link na into the Mumbra Sports Arena page na wall. Telegram.
Yeah.
Code never about nti by name selections for Champions League games no say in city Kairat Almaty. Any Real Madrid game no over 2.5 goals and a win for Real Madrid in that game. Atlanta any Club Brugge game no. Atlanta win or draw and over 1.5 goals in that game. Bodo Glimt any Tottenham Hotspur over 1.5 goals in that game. Chelsea Benfica, a win for Chelsea and over 1.5 goals in that game. Atletico Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt, and also a win for Atletico Madrid and over 1.5 goals in that game. Galatasaray and Liverpool game, and also over 2.5 goals and over 9.5 corners in that game. Pafos and Bayern Munich game, and also over 2.5 goals in that game and a win for Bayern Munich. Marseille and Ajax game, double chance for Olympic Marseille and over 1.5 goals in that game. Inter Milan and Slavia Prague game, Inter Milan win and over 1.5 goals in that game. So and yes. So these are the game. Code no H3MP on my bets.
Okay, in terms of my selections, Amat ni Real Madrid to score 2 goals. Atlanta any Club Brugge 1.5. Bayern Munich any Pafos, Miche Pafos 1 goal. Say Bayern Munich into be winning Marseille any Ajax game no 1.5. Inter any Slavia Praha Inter straight win. Galatasaray any Liverpool over 2.5. Chelsea any Benfica over 2.5. Tottenham any Bordeaux Glimt, Tottenham win or draw, and Atletico any Frankfurt over 2.5. 15 odds MYBET.AFRICA code no H4MP MYBET.AFRICA.
Right, into this are the also the Bremo and ne send a bear bibia so no better ebe koye if say you bet to me a debate no kama na bibia so no to me I the akoye ti nyame adom o chen ebe saba na fi Champions League no ya ba be review na ya ba be review na bibia to me akoye nti no ya sorry so na oso to me aye us no ho adwuma 10 na posti e de akosa na be ya also de kakra beto so na also wodi bi na bibia so etumi akoye na me adom o chen ebe say sha ya kram.